Okay, so today we're going to be doing a replay review for Mikey Honk on Kharazim. And I actually participated in this match. I'm the amateur. And during the match, he expressed a lot of confusion and frustration about his positioning and where he should be, both like in the fights and on the map, and who to prioritize his abilities on and stuff. So what we're going to kind of do is go through the game and pause it at various points and try to figure out like what is the best thing we could be doing right now, and how do we maximize the value out of whatever it is we're doing, whether it's using our abilities or positioning our bodies on the map, or the sort of who's doing what in fights. And anytime that somebody dies or there's like a trade that happens or something, we're gonna go back and watch it and see if there's ways that we could play it differently to maximize the value that we're gonna get out of that. So one thing to think about is our team composition and what our goals are, and their team comp and what their goals are. So he is an insight build Kharazim. So what he's gonna want to do is stack his stacking quest quite a bit, and we're trying to get that done as fast as possible. Typically, solo laning or camping is the best way to do that. Camping, I think, is the fastest because the enemies don't dodge and you're not getting hit by abilities and stuff. And when you have an Abathur comp, sending camps is especially useful. So that's kind of our goal. Um, he also is someone who can dive in and pressure their backline as long as it's safe. And so the abilities that we're kind of worried about in that regard are ETCs, Power Slide, and Bright Wings Polymorph. If we see those go out, we can kind of be an asshole because those are long cooldowns, and that's all the CC that they have on their team. I think Marky goes Octograb Intense. They also have that. But yeah, they don't have any stacking quests, and Li Ming is kind of the only person that does any damage. So going into this 5v5 in the middle, we can kind of skirmish a little bit. But as an Abathur, I'm actually trying to soak, you see me going top right now, I'm trying to soak the outer lanes. So what we want to do is have this little brawl, but not hard commit, because it's not actually a 5v5, and we want to hold them here and make them lose XP. And since they don't have any stacking quests, like, we're not gonna lose any value to that. And speaking of value, we just popped our 10-second cooldown 65 mana heal, which healed no one. And maybe it's just a misclick, but that's exactly the kind of thing we don't want to do, because that leaves your team as a Kharazim. This is the only tool you have to help anybody until you get your palm. And so putting that on a 10-second cooldown for no reason is actually very scary. So we sort of won that little skirmish in the middle. They've gone to lanes. We're going to lanes too. Kaz is top, Kaz is bottom. So as Kharazim, the best thing you can do right now is go camp, because they are about to spawn. They spawn in 5 seconds. And that's actually one of the things that the Kharazim mentioned that he was having trouble with this game, is he doesn't know all of the camp timings or when to prioritize them. So one thing is that we know, just based off the map, that the first objective is going to be happening down here in the bottom lane. And because of that, we're going to want to focus on making sure we send the top lane camps before the objective, which spawns at 3 minutes. It's okay that we do this bottom camp, because I think we could potentially get both of them out if we focus right. We'll see.
My thanks to you,
And as you can see, like, one camp has already gotten him almost a third of his I mean, he got something, so maybe a quarter of the stacks that he needs. He's got to get to 100. So sending camps is good. Now, The objective is going to spawn in
You are wise to serve.
a minute and 20 seconds or so. So it's a big rush to get up here. We really shouldn't dismount. We got a path sort of this way and go as fast as we can between the two camps, ideally.
Choose a talent. Ah, heroes. You're just in time for the seeds of my vengeance.
And so something to note here is, one, we've been level 4 for a minute here. Like, take your talent. It's okay because you're doing a camp, so it's not like the end of the world, but we want to make sure we're grabbing those talents as soon as they come up. The other thing is that the objective is going to start in 25 seconds, and at this point it's pretty clear that we're not going to get this camp done in that time because we've already spent like 20 seconds just on this one guy. So what we want to do here is go ahead and finish him off so that we didn't waste a bunch of resources, but don't start the next one because you don't even hit him. You haven't wasted anything into him. This guy's just going to sit here on his knees until we come back and cap it later. We got a mine, so we'll be able to see if anybody comes and steals it, but like that's extremely unlikely. They're all showing mid, Murky's bottom. D.Va's got to rotate. Honestly, if she comes and does the camp instead of coming to this objective, then we're going to kick their asses. But what we need to do is get like 2 kicks off on this guy and just get the fuck out. And the Mal'Ganis is kind of here, Cassie's here, so we'll be able to fold in whenever our team gets there, but our team has to get there. It's okay for one person to stay top if D.Va's going to stay, but you absolutely have to be rotating right now. And because you stayed to do this camp, this Mal'Ganis walked away from the objective where he was and came to help you, which means Win is now overextended. Because we only see 3 people on their team, and that means 2 of them are in here, and they could potentially flank him and fuck him up. And at this point, like, I think it's very obvious we're not going to be able to get this seed. ETC is showing on it. We know that the rest of their team was just right here and has folded in. So what are we going to do? When he's the backup, we need to give the seed, and we need to get value somewhere else on the map. We can give the first 2 seeds. It's not that deep, but if we're doing that, we have to make it an active choice, not an oopsie. And we have to say, okay, we're not getting this. What are we going to do? So since we know all 3 of us are up here, Mal'Ganis is like kind of low mana, and there's 0% chance we can get to this by the time he caps it, we need to do something on the top half of the map. Their entire team is here. So the best thing we could do is go steal this camp. The second best thing we could do is like shove this lane. The third best thing we could do is probably do this camp. And of course, during all of this, like, somebody needs to be catching this wave. Could be me, could be one of you 3, could be Win because he's overextended. We need to grab this and then shove. The worst thing we can do right now is go to the objective. So I'm following his camera view. So this is all what he sees. This is his map. This is his camera. She's capped this. There's 0% chance he's gonna get through this D.Va. Go do this, right? Mal'Ganis is up in the lane. Cassie's down here. So we just gotta get out and start doing any of those things that I just talked about. But being here is not the hot. Alright, so I'm 99% sure that we could have saved that guy. Let's go look and see.
The first seed is sprouted. Gather it.
pretty sketch that this Morganis is gone in this way because he's like, his positioning is terrible. But as the healer, it's still your job to save him. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to run up here and be ready to escort him out, and he's gonna need to run this way. And in the meantime, you can kind of trade in this diva or whatever while you wait for him. It's not that deep. Alright, so we gotta be running towards this Morganis. And we can be healing him right now, right? We've got 4 seconds on our W, so we can't use that. But what we can do is drop the Spirit Ally. It's got a pretty generous radius around you where you can place the actual totem, and then that has a big circle around it. So you can kind of drop it right here, and he's going to be getting big drip heals, 2% health per second. And what you want to do is just posture right behind this wave so that you have safety. And that way you can wait for him, and when he gets nearby, you can use that Breath of Heaven that's going to be up in 3 seconds to give him the 15% movement speed so that he can get out. Okay, so all you've done is run in circles and not helped him at all. This is a nice peel. We can 1000% save this guy. First off, if we drop the Spirit Ally, like, he's already like this much health, right? Probably 10% of his health extra. But given the situation that we're in, what we need to do right this second is blink forwards and hit a Breath of Heaven on him. It's going to heal him for 347, and it's going to give him 15% movement speed for 3 seconds, which is all he needs to get inside this fort. Like, you didn't even have to blink, actually. Right now, you can just literally just hit W, and he's out. So in this little skirmish here, we're just kind of wasting time. We know that the objective is coming up. It says 30 seconds right now, but we can go back 20 seconds while we're busy killing this Morganis. Okay, as soon as this guy dies and Diva zooms off, right? We need to go... This is bugging out. We need to go get ready to do the seed. So we know that the seed is going to be coming up top. And I think that if you just go and start doing this camp, you can at least prep some of it, but you'll also just be nearby whenever this seed does come up. It's probably still 40 seconds out or something, right? But this part of the lane doesn't... You being here doesn't really contribute anything. We're not able to step up and get this XP. It's not safe to do so. And we can't win this fight because you guys don't have any kind of damage pressure. And they have a stun, a polymorph, a knockback, while Li Ming is their big-ass burst who can just clobber you. Also, you still want to be stacking this as much as you can, and it's way safer to go do this for 40 seconds on this camp and be literally done with the quest before the next objective, instead of kind of hovering around back here. They're not going to be able to push in. Their siege isn't actually that great. Li Ming's wave clear is kind of weak, and we have a Gazlo who can just sort of set up a defensive perimeter. We've got a full camp. I can put an Abathur hat down here. As soon as this wave is dead, which it is, the next wave is way out, like 15 seconds out. It's got to move all the way up through here before it crashes. And that's true of theirs too, right? There's no threat of our buildings getting run down by this group right now. Yeah. And we're not getting this XP anyways. Like, even by being here, we're not getting this XP. We're just kind of wasting time.
I feel a seed germ. Are you ready, Rogues?
So you've gotten, 4 stacks during this time. Alright, so going into this objective, we know that Murky is going to be very late. We know that they're going to hit level 7 before us. So we can either try to quickly soak to level 7 to match them, or we can try to take a fast fight before level 7, which probably won't happen because passive XP is going to get them there in like 10 seconds. And we're going to be a few seconds behind. And you note that they have a talent tier advantage, which is good. But since Murky is showing down here, I can catch this XP and temporarily make this a 5v4 so that we can get a pick before the Murky's able to like siege down. And so even though we're down a talent tier, we can have the same number of people here and win this early fight. The other thing we can do is we can go and catch this top lane while I defend this, and have like Mal'Ganis sleep them or wind poke them off of it or whatever.
It is time.
Oh, okay. So they just capped this camp. And so we know that it's going to take them probably at least 5 seconds to get from there to here. So, and that Murky is bottom, and they're going to trickle in, right? What we need to do now is we need to get fat bodies up here, tanks and bruisers. Somebody's a tag all of these, probably win with his circle blind and his V thing bend. To grab all of them, and then one of us can channel it. It's likely you, because you have the least sort of offensive capability, the least ability to tag multiple monsters, and also you can blink and reposition quickly if the fight does happen to break out. Okay, so you're channeling it. This is all good so far. Didn't have to drop it yet, but that's okay. This is where we can say, okay, we're going to commit to a fight then, because Murky's still not here. So just first things first, I'm thinking going into this fight, we want to avoid dumping our damage into this diva right now. She's got a fully charged mech bomb, and the most valuable thing that can happen is for her to get hit all the way up to like here and then drop that thing, right? And she's gonna eat 8 abilities from our team, waste all of our focus, and then have us on top of her when she's dropping this bomb. That's like her dream. This heal is really bad. Everyone was full health, right? This heal, it heals for 361, and you can see looking at the numbers, we got 58, 71, 127, and 193. Like, literally, you add all those together, and that is worth what that heal is worth on a single person. Like, it's just way too early. And now, you have 10 seconds right as the fight is breaking out that you are not able to heal. If I'm them, I'm like diving onto you because that is, it's very visually obvious that you did that. And now they know you're a Kharazim, you can't do shit. So that was a good flank by him, but also least surprising thing ever that they CC'd all of you immediately after you blew your cooldowns. And this is when we want that heal, right? Now you could get value on full value on 3 people and give them movement speed to get back into this fight. This is really good because D.Va can't hit it. I like that. But right now it looks like we're about to be doing the bad thing, which is hitting this D.Va, which is sort of very low value for us, high value for them, right? What we need to do is be hitting this Brightwing because that's what the tank is hitting and trying to CC, and that's what I'm hitting. And as a mobile character with your E up and you blink and you're about to have a second charge, you have plenty of health right now. You want to jump onto her and just blow her up. And it's very safe for you to do that because we know ETC just slid through all of you guys and busted this, so you got, 10 seconds where he can't do anything to you. And same for Brightwing, wherever she is. Yeah, Polymorph was out too. She just used it on this guy. So you're safe to just dump in and beat the shit out of her, and she has no recourse. And like, look how much this D.Va has tanked before blowing this up, while the squishies got nothing. Maybe I'll play it out and then go back and show you what I'm thinking. So going into this thing, okay, so you blink onto him, and that is, it's not a mistake per se, but it's a suboptimal use of your ability here. This lets you jump to an ally or enemy, and if it's an enemy, it also gives you a free basic attack. So it puts out an extra like 200 damage. Like Kharazim hits pretty hard. If you use that to jump on the Brightwing or the Li Ming, who were kind of in here, instead of using it on him, then you get some free damage off and you're positioned on top of the thing you want to be hitting, which is the Brightwing. And then this fight starts moving to the left. Or sorry, to the right. And you start moving to the left. And you're hitting the D.Va, who is loving this. So we know she's about to bomb, right? And the way our team is positioned, they're going to run this way, and he's either going to run this way or that way. And you are going to be isolated if you run this way. But that's what you're doing. And I think I think the best use of your ability is to be moving this way and trying to blow up this D.Va with that E you just popped on the ETC to kill her before the mech goes off, because then you can use your blink charge to go to your totem or any of your allies that are out here and get out before the bomb goes off. You can at the very least pressure her and be with your team. Like, she's at half health. If you're hitting her instead of this guy, I think you're in a better position. If you're hitting Brightwing instead of this guy, I think you're in a better position. And if you had just used that heal on these guys, blink towards them and use the heal to get them out of the fight, you're getting higher value than just using it on yourself. And now you're running into a corner where you've isolated yourself and you're going to be really far from your team coming off on the backside of this with all the damage here.
I will remain. You
And nobody dies, but you could have gotten more value, and it's important to get maximum value all the time.
More further.
Look at that.
are alive.
Something else to note is, like, even right here, all four of us are on this person. And Diva now is an okay target to hit because now she doesn't have the bomb. And we want to be focusing on the same thing as each other. And you're doing a 1v3. And you've put out a lot of damage in this fight, but you have consistently changed targets over and over, and it's never been the same thing that everybody else has hit. And finally, here at the back end of the fight, you do jump in and fight the ETC with them, and that's when we get the kill. And all this little, you know, sustained damage that you're doing over the course of the fight to these guys, it didn't amount to anything.
Better to be with.
And here, instead of chasing Diva up, you'd been faster to go on this person. She would have died. Like, it's literally 1 frame difference of living or dying. I know that's like super nitpicky, but this is exactly the kind of case where it exactly matters. Something else to point out again is that we're halfway through the level, and everybody's guilty of this a little bit. Like, I haven't had that talent for very long. Win is the first person to pick it. But if you had snap pick your talent, that extra move speed might have been the difference of us staying on top of the Brightwing. Or the extra blink is it an extra way to close the gap on the Brightwing. Or a longer blazing, like whatever you picked, it makes the difference between whether she lives or dies. And you were the last person on our team to take the talent. So it's something that everybody can work on, but especially you.
It has raised me to new heights.
So here, we gotta run and defend this Murky, which Win is doing. We gotta defend this thing, which these guys can handle pretty well by themselves. Although it's not bad to top them off first. But again, if I'm you, I'm trying to get on these camps as fast as possible. We got an out there that can soak this safely. And we know that this seed is going to be going bottom because it was just top. And we can see it right there. And this is a little sketch. Because we don't see any of them on the map. And we know that the next place they're going to be rotating is right here. And we know from experience earlier that it takes you quite a bit of time to clear one of these camps. It's good to be stacking and to be next to the objective. It's not bad, but our team needs to support you in this, or you need to be ready to leave, is all I'm saying. And spreading the damage around between them like that is a little weird because you can go ahead and kill one and get it off of you. And also be able to drop it and leash it without it refilling the health of that one. Like right now you could have had one dead already. So Brightwing's still top. Murky's got a pretty good push here that we're gonna have to try to clear out before we fight for this seed. And we got a few seconds to do that. And we know that they're gonna be getting level 10 pretty soon. But not before this fight, so that's okay. We'll be in a good spot to take this fight.
Shouldn't you be gathering that seed of heroes?
I know I'm nitpicking you on these camps, but again, this is the one you want to kill first. It does the most damage and it's giving spell armor to all the other stuff, including the Murky, which is minimizing the amount of damage that Win is doing. And then once this goes down, then we want to kill these because these do the highest damage. And you can see Win is like literally doing exactly that. This is scary, right? I'm on Mal'Ganis and I'm trying to heal them, but they're pushing in. They're almost 10. We either need to give this or we need to fight fast as fuck. Honestly, the play probably was to leave a couple of these guys because they'd already gotten the wall and this was all pushing out and rotate a little earlier, but yeah. This is good hitting the Li Ming. That was kind of our only chance at getting a kill before this starts, because these guys are fat as fuck, and they're gonna be 10 in like 10 seconds. We also have a camp pushing towards mid, so we're probably just gonna have to give this and defend the middle. And now they have ults, and we need to leave. Alright, that was really good. You played that well. Just go clear mid. Win is dead. Like, we can't save that. You need to leave.
is a talent. Another seed is about to sprout, heroes.
And
Be
that bribe
ready
is so
for it.
annoying. So same deal. Like, you're just driving around. You got nothing else to do. You should be picking an ult. This is idiotic. I can't believe he used silk for that.
There's my precious seed.
What a dream slide by ETC. Alright, let's see if there's anything we can do to stop that.
There's my precious seed.
So they want another one of those no value heals. Like, everybody's full health. And now, for the next 8 seconds, we can't fight them. Damn. I don't think Win can step up on blind without getting moshed. He's kind of standing right at the edge, just hitting ETC, which is about all he can do. We're not in the mosh anymore, though. You can heal and then palm this guy, or just palm this guy and then heal. Although that might prevent him from dying, which is actually not what you want. You want him to palm the trigger. So you want to hit W, and then you want to hit R. Yeah. Like, you can definitely get this off. And I know that's fast, but that's exactly what you're supposed to be thinking about when you're a healer. Especially when you're stunned for literally 4 seconds and there's nothing else you can do but plan your escape. You should have your your W button held down, so that the second the mosh ends, the W button goes off. Don't spam it because you might miss in between the clicks. Just hold it down. And the second that mosh ends, everybody's getting a heal and move speed to get out. Right? All your stuff's up. You can choose which button you want to click. Could be blink into win to get yourself out. You could heal everybody and then palm this guy, which is the best play. And you just walk and let him die.
Pitiful heroes! What chance do you stand against my terrors?
go save the keep. It's weird for us to be out here hitting minions when there's a big thing coming for our keep.
The terrors are nothing but compost and mud.
So Murky's getting our fort and send the camp. God, he's annoying. And they're in that one, so we can't do anything. We just gotta do this camp. Alright, so in this scenario, this fort is more valuable than this tower that they're hitting because it's just the tower. And if this fort goes down, it gives them catapult pressure. So we do need to clear this, but leaving Win to do it is okay, or leaving you to do it is okay, but one person needs to be running forward up here to catch this because Murky's about to one-shot this wave and then have free reign on our keep. And we know that their minion wave is in the same spot on the other side of the lane, so it's coming fast. And Win does more damage, and you are tankier and can heal through things, so you need to go proxy this minion wave and stand here as it's crashing and fight the minion wave to keep it off our building. Like, look how much health this has. Let's see what happens here. Also, I didn't know why you're running back this way when you're with Win who's running this way, and we're gonna lose this building. And the next seat is down here, and these guys are clearing mid. You gotta be standing right here. And then instead of saving the building, you're chasing a Murky, which you probably can't get, but also, we don't know where their team is. He can be baiting you out, and they're 13, and you're, like, out here. This is dangerous, too. So you just need to be clearing these. Like, the risk-reward ratio for chasing that Murky out is nothing. And we lost, like, a third of our fort during it.
Choose a talent.
Cass is calling attention to this. This is sketch. We gotta probably save this guy too. And again, you're the last person to take a talent.
You would best be ready to gather.
You need to take like one step towards him to give him some move speed, probably. Nice. Yeah. Okay, you played that well. We got a talent. We're good. Damn, he's popping that way early. So Mal'Ganis is about to go invulnerable, and you've got to get to Win. This is in between you guys. Probably run this way and blink to him, or run this way and blink to him. And that's perfect. Not only did you heal all this up, but you're going to block that orb. Yeah. So that's really good.
Nature's splendid. Gather that seed.
So you didn't die there. This is a bad trade. You got him out, which is what you came for, right? Murky is doing fucking work down here on our keep. And there's also an objective coming up. And they're going to be 16 soon. We either all need to fight or we need to save the fort. I think since this is 1 of 3 and they're about to be 16, there's no question we should be beelining it for the bottom, which is what I'm doing. and I don't know why you're walking away from your team into where you know the enemy team is to fucking do some damage to a diva that's just gonna blow her bomb. And you trade 75% of your health, and you would have died if you didn't have that 13 talent that gives you 75 armor when he stuns you. Or nothing. Now your heal's down for 10 seconds, you're all chunked out, you either gotta go tap a well or something, and the whole time Murky's just like, free value. Right, so again, minions are gone, there's no threat here, their minion wave is fucking out here somewhere. You need to go take this camp or shove this building. If you do this stuff, it has to be as a group, but you can be doing this alone. Could also defend mid, but she's gonna move away. She's got no push. And we know they're gonna want to get this objective. All we want to do for sure is avoid fighting and get value somewhere else on the map. At this point, we have to disengage. We know, well, okay. They're 16. They've got all their ults. He can hit a fat mosh and she can kill you with a bomb. So we really need to run. The second best thing to do is try to kill him somehow, because we do know somebody's not here. But given the threat of the mosh, we just leave. We've got plenty of wave clear to kill this. This doesn't matter. That's 6 stun by Magnus to stop it. Alright, this is purely for zoning. We don't want this fight. We want to clear this and back out. We're going to give this seed also, because they're 16 and we want to be, and also because I just had to bust an ult to zone here so they don't come kill us. And it's working. Like, they've got 3 people hitting me. Y'all just need to peel out.
I have some thorns.
It's a good palm, but never should have had that.
Gather the seed, heroes, quickly.
We need to get Murky in the bottom camp off the board. And I need to soak the far lanes that aren't safe. Okay, I don't think it's safe for you to be here, because no one is near you. You don't have a blink target past here, and we know the entire enemy team is directly above you. Let me just hat that for the XP without the risk.
Hey, but he did it! I've never done
Okay, so we're 16. This objective wins them the game if they get it. So we're gonna try to run through here, clear this, and make it to the objective before it's up. If we have to let that push, we have to let that push. This is the most important thing on the board. Also, pick your talent. Oh, you did. Good. Alright, we did the thing. And
Collect the seed, and don't fret about
the Magnus' retreat pings, by the way, mean to go in. It's the only ping he seems to know. When saying go in, I know we're talking about this on comms. We had a pretty great voice communication during this game. Slow this down. Okay, I'm gonna play the whole fight and then we'll watch it back.
that's the person. Enemy win.
You are wise to serve me. Have faith.
You're looking a little distracted with these Murky and Diva kills, but Gwen didn't die, which is good.
You are wise to serve me.
Nice. Because I don't know if you saw, but when you ran up here, Gwen got octograbbed.
My injuries are less severe.
My little. Just spread. Prepare to gather it.
Kind of sucks that we weren't able to capitalize on the Brightwing kill because the Murky is doing such a good job of pressuring us. Bottom lane is looking real fucking sketch.
Gather the seed before your enemy does.
Alright. So we just Hearth here? This is okay. We're not faster, but this is okay.
Well done! Enjoy the strength of my terrors!
At this point, we probably just want to stay together and let me try to use the hat to grab Soak in other two lanes, because if we get caught here, they can just end the game.
Your dominance.
They've got the walls down on, I think, all of our buildings, and the well's gone and they're half dead on two of them, so it's real sketch. We gotta regroup mid probably and catch Soak. And then immediately we're gonna fold onto our camps to keep Murky from bribing. And I'm gonna do the soaking out in the lane. It's not safe for anyone else to be that far out. Like, nobody can leave this half of the map even. This third of the map even. Because we don't have vision, like, once these minion waves die, we don't have vision past here, and we don't have vision anywhere in between. And they should be rearing for a fight. They're 20, and if they get a kill now, they can get the next objective and win, or they can just run it down if they get more than one. Oh man, it sucks that we grabbed that too.
Keep up the fight.
Little bastards running laps around us.
My yet another. I trust you know.
All right, we got two things we're thinking about right now. One is that we're trying to get 20. I need to be doing that with a hat somewhere unsafe. We know somebody just capped top, so we can afford to be down here because we know that's probably where they are. At least one of them is there. And here we see all of them coming down mid. This is an argument we had on comms, actually. I said, Seed's up in 7 seconds. I'm going to clone and run up and block this off and stall them. And you guys can cap this.
Choose a talent.
And now we're 20, so I'll immediately be back at the fight. So what we got to do is somebody's got to tank it, somebody's got to channel it, and somebody's got to fucking keep Murky off our backs. And there's 3 of you, so you can do those 3 things. But they can't do it if there's not all 3 of you there. And you ran up after them. Alright, let's just watch it play out. We'll watch it back. Yeah, I think this fight has the most mistakes we've had in the entire game. And it looks like it's what cost us the game, too. So, obviously, lots of little things added up over the whole course of this game, but this fight is everything. This seed is 2 out of 3, or to 3 out of 3 for them. And it pretty much definitely is the game, so we have to get it. I'm also strongest after 20, so our next fight, we're likely to win. So this, everything is hinging on this fight. And this can't be capped because this is hitting her and this is hitting her and nobody can do it. And if you're here to help, you can be zoning this Murky or channeling. Oh, we watched that in fast forward. Let's watch that again. So right now you should probably be dropping this totem guy because you just used your heal up here and don't have it for this, right? You could also be auto-attacking the pufferfish or the Murky so that he stops hitting him. But you went and hit this diva who has a full bomb and full health. And now you need to be blinking to win and palm. Alright, so right now we're out of the polymorph, CC's down, ETC's channeling. This is actually relatively low damage. We can get us both out. What you need to do now is to blink forward and then use your Breath of Heaven to heal her and give her movement speed so you guys can outrun this diva. It also puts you here. So you're body blocking anything that could potentially come out of Li Ming, and they have to follow you through a choke point one at a time and can only hit you one at a time. It's the safest position for both of you. That's good. Now we just gotta run this way.
I have been.
And like this blink is good, but if you just stayed with her, you could blink to her. And then you're up here, and then this comes out as a speed boost and a heal for both of you, instead of just you. Because now you are getting isolated. And during this time, you're stopping to fucking kick minions over and over again. And you also don't put palm on yourself. And this is another one of those scenarios where you got polymorphs and you should have been holding down self-cast palm. Because the polymorph has ended. And the palm will go off if you self-cast it.
My thanks to you, hero.
See? Polymorphed. Not polymorphed. This would go off if you're holding it down.
Just where it was getting.
And then... So... I think there's a lot of stuff to work on there. From play positioning to target focus to picking talents. Oh, I didn't even go over that shit. And I gotta mention it. We go through this whole fight without you picking a level 20 talent. Everyone else did. Like, you don't pick it until you die.
You have fallen, hero.
Now you take it. Alright, we've been level 20 for like a minute. Anyways, lots of little things, to work on that are not just Kharazim things. They're taking talents, they're positioning in team fights, they are map awareness, they're good trades, they are using your abilities, they are using your abilities to get maximum value and not just because they're off cooldown. Casting things when you're CC'd so that they come off when you come out of the CC. I think a lot of things that could have made plays this game, and instead just added up amongst many things to this loss.